So you'll start and you tell what you need about your topic.
Okay.
We're live.
So, welcome everyone. I'm Koen from Universal Wellbeing, and I'm very happy to see Christiana here in my screen. Welcome.
Thank you so
And
much
we,
for.
yeah, it's a pleasure. And yeah, we will talk about pranic living, connecting with our true essence and with the source of the cosmos and the source of everything. And yeah, welcome. And I'm very glad and curious about your story to begin with. Can you tell a bit about yourself, about your history, and what's in what point of time did you make the decision to go to the pranic bed? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I am happy to be here. I am happy to be a guest of your podcast. Your podcast, as far as I recall, is called Universal Wellbeing, yes?
Yes.
And I resonate very much with this name because we are indeed universal, and universal beings should have universal well-being. That has been my field of interest since I was young. I've always looked at ways to be more connected. When I was a child, I was telling everyone that we are energy, that everything is energy. And
Hmm.
of course, that was not really popular back in the day because my colleagues were interested in matters like, how to do homework in the first years of my school, and then the interests were boys and girls, depending on the gender. And so when I was coming with this stuff about energy, it was not necessarily the most popular topic in school. But I was weird like this, and I was interested in spirituality and everything paranormal, which is basically the normal way of being that has been forgotten. And I cultivated that by meditating in a crystal each day, each evening, actually, when I was going to sleep, and by being interested in numerology and crystal practices and all that stuff. Um, Over the years, I've also become vegetarian around 17 years of age. And I told everybody in my family that I am going to stop eating meat, and that's how I did. I had this intuition that meat is not really my thing, and this has been my reality since I was little, but it was then that I could make my own decision in terms of what I'm going to eat. So that has been my lifestyle until I was 19. Then I got into corporate and I started to do whatever everybody else was doing, like drinking coffee, working lots of hours, and so on. I got lost. I forgot about energy work. I forgot about meditation. I forgot everything, basically. And almost 10 years later, when I got really, really unbalanced, I started to get back into energy work and spiritual practice. At the about same time, I learned about Jasmuheen and everyone who is nourished by prana and pranic lifestyle. It seemed very normal to me because I had this experience in childhood. About 14 years of age, I had a time without solid food and I was very okay practicing sports, being active and productive as a child in school. So I was aware that this is possible. And in about 2009 to 2011, I started to do the detox that was necessary in order to lead me into pranic lifestyle without necessarily wanting. to live only on prana or stop eating. That was not my goal. My goal was to connect to my true essence, to remove everything in the way of that, which means remove the obstacles, the blockages in my chakras, in my body and energy field and so on, and just stay connected to source. That was and is my field of interest, so to speak, and the reason I practice and the reason I exist. The rest was the byproduct of it, because I kept detoxing my body, my energy, my emotions. And around 2016, I started living more and more on liquids. It was a gradual transition from vegetarianism to veganism to raw food to liquid. And then I noticed that I can be on liquids for extended times, and it was okay. But I also had a lot of energy practice during the day and during the night, and that's what kept me going. So in a nutshell, that was the beginning of things. And I moved from corporate lifestyle into holistic lifestyle in my work as well. In 2013, I moved in a new city, let go of my company, and started writing books, doing healing sessions with a practice that is called soul healing, that I downloaded from source, and organizing festivals, participating as a public speaker all over the world about pranic lifestyle, healthy relationships, and tantra. Those were my topics, and they still are.
Yeah, interesting. If I can dive a little deeper in your timeline, was it challenging for you to go from diet to diet and then to liquid? Is there a very big time period in between, or was it quite easy? Or
It was natural. I never forced anything. I never aimed for anything. Like I said, around 17, I felt to no longer eat meat. It was not something I struggled with. My body didn't want it anymore. So a natural transition. Then the more I detoxed, I felt to no longer eat animal products. Around 2011, after a stronger detox, my body didn't want cheese and milk and all that stuff that I was liking before, eggs and stuff. So that was in 2011, and it was a time until 2016 when I had a vegan diet mostly. No meat for sure. I would, be I didn't buy animal products, I didn't use them, and so on. And in 2016, I moved deeper into liquids, especially after I started conferencing at the Pranic festivals and noticing that I feel better if I go extended times on just liquids. It was easier for me to have liquids during the day, especially because of my traveling, extending traveling all over the world, holding conferences. It was easier for me to just go on liquids during the day, and it helped me with my focus and everything. So since 2016, that's my body preferred. And again, it was a natural transition. I don't force anything. I don't push it. If I feel to have a snack, I have it. It has to be vegan, and it has to be in small quantities. But mostly my body enjoys water, tea, light juices, and smoothies that are vegan. And sometimes warm soups. Yeah.
yeah, that's quite clear. Yeah, what do you do in your daily life? Was it challenging? Because yeah, I can imagine that you don't eat anymore or even don't drink anymore. There is a lot of time and space for other creation. Was that also easy for you to just flow through and surrender and creating new habits and new activities and stuff, or how was that for you?
It was great because I have 9 projects in parallel and a child. I
Oh.
have written 9 books. Many of them are already published in multiple languages. And I, as you've seen, have a Pranic festival in Romania that is happening each year in August. I have the Pranic Festival in India. I participate to conferences and podcasts and TV shows all over the world. I have the healing sessions and public speaking daily. So that's pretty much covering the amount of time we have, the bandwidth we have in one day. Sometimes I also wake up during the night because we sleep very little when we eat very little, and do stuff that is necessary for my work or my hobbies and all. Because when you don't sleep, you can, have a lot of spare hours for other things that you enjoy doing.
Mm, yes. And what kind of average hours do you sleep in the night? Is it 2 hours or 3 hours or?
I never count, but I'll just tell you the last 3 days because it's easier for me to remember.
Yes.
I went to bed around 1-ish, woke up at 3, meditate, and then go back to sleep a little more and wake up at 5 for good. And I'm
Okay.
awake at 5 a.m. 5, 6, that's my normal waking hour. Sometimes I don't go to bed that late. I have a sleeping window around 9 or 10 when my daughter goes to sleep. And then I wake up during the night and wait for her to wake up. I meditate, I work on my projects or whatever needs to be done.
Yeah,
I
beautiful.
just have a moment.
Yes,
Just 1 second. As I told you, sometimes we need to take a break.
of course. I think you're still muted. Take your time.
I'm just needing my headset so that I can hear you better and you can hear me better. Okay, we can continue.
Okay, wonderful. Just tuning in back. Yeah, you were talking about your projects. You have all kinds of projects. You are in alignment with your purpose, with your mission in life, which is very beautiful. Mm, yeah, can you suggest or recommend people that are interested in this path how to start? Do you have some suggestions around that or?
Well, I was just mentioning this in the conference, the last conference we had the other day at the Pranic Festival online. The Pranic Festival online was one of the projects that I held during the last 2 weeks that are talking about Pranic lifestyle. So this topic, I recommended 8 steps, basically to include in your day-to-day life 8 steps that can help you raise your vibration. Raising your vibration is helping you move in more into alignment to the pranic flow. And that is, of course, helping you have more energy. These 8 steps are included in a program of 8 webinars that I'm teaching since 2013. And in each webinar, we talk about these steps to include in your day-to-day life, and we have pranic meditations. I believe the pranic meditations are the most efficient of all. But besides meditation and clearing your energy and upgrading your energy, it is also important or crucial to maintain a lifestyle that helps you, like I said, stay in alignment with your true essence, to source, or to the pranic field. And that's what we do. That's what we learn in this program, the Pranic Process Online. I will tell you briefly the 8 things that we recommend to include in your daily life. And I will tell you how you can join this program as well. So everybody who has or aims for a pranic lifestyle is benefiting from having meditation daily. The meditation helps you move into the alpha theta state. It helps you tune into your essence, as I was saying, and it helps you clear your mind. The clearer your mind is, the stiller your mind is, the more melatonin you produce. So there's things happening at the scientific level as well. You produce more melatonin, you are calmer, your hunger hormones are regulating, the leptin and ghrelin are getting balanced. You are less hungry or no hunger at all. And then your ATP production increases. The ATP is the energy that nourishes your cells. Basically, you get more energy, less hunger, calmer mind, just by meditating every day. Once, twice, how many times you can, this is very helpful. The other thing that we recommend is to always get in touch to something bigger than your mind, to source, to the universe, your angels, your guides, whatever you believe in, but just connect to something bigger so that you can expand your energy field, your vibration, in a way that takes you to a different level. Because just staying in the busy mind all day and trying to solve everything from there is not going to help stay connected to your true essence. So expanding your field, asking for help to guides or source or masters, that's something that is very helpful. Then lighter diet, moving into a lighter diet gradually, but also detoxing the body in the process. That's very important, because otherwise the parasites and the bacteria in our body doesn't let us stay with the lighter diet. They don't, like healthy products much. So detoxing is very good. Detoxing is crucial, is essential. And spending time in nature is essential, connecting to the natural elements, having the high energy music, mantras, and words of power around you as the background sound every day helps you, because it shifts your molecular structure. The molecules of water in your body respond to sound and music and water. That's proven scientifically by Masaru Emoto. Then you have a higher vibration. Easy. Mastering your mind. The energy of your thoughts create realities, and it's getting busy when your mind is not aligned. So that's also important, to have clarity, to try to move away from negativity. And treating your body like a temple, with exercise, with healthy products. Whatever you put on your body, you should be able to swallow, because it goes directly to your blood. So that's another important thing. We talk more about these things in the Pranic program that I'm sharing, like I said, since 2013. And right now, starting yesterday, we are in this program. So for a few days, we'll have webinars daily and pranic meditations daily, and that's what we can offer as a guideline for moving into a pranic lifestyle.
Nice, very valuable, interesting. Yeah, I guess a lot of people also have the curiosity to take a look at that.
I will post the link, and it's always on my website at soulhealingacademy.com/events. Soul Healing Academy, because we do the healing from our soul, from our true essence, from our core. That's why we felt to call it that way, as the name of my therapy.
Yeah. Is it then a myth to getting older, or a choice and a belief, or a combination of things, or?
Can you please repeat the first part of the question again? I didn't get it. Before getting older, I didn't get the words.
Okay, yeah. Is it then a matter of belief of getting older? Because when you go to Pranic, you regenerate the body then, if I get it right.
Well, if you look at the pranic people around us, that's not the general rule. I've personally met the saint that was nourished by prana for 75 years. 75 years, no eating, no drinking. He was tested in the
Mm-hmm.
hospital twice
Mm-hmm.
by important specialists, more than 35 specialists, CCTV cameras supervising everything. He wasn't even allowed to shower because he would intake water through the skin. He was guarded by the Ministry of Defense, who ordered to have the study. So the Ministry of Defense of India has ordered the study, has commanded to have the study on him. Um, a lot of medical devices have scanned his body in all possible ways, and yet it was proven that this is possible. Yeah, he was nourished by prana, light, chi, source. Yet his body
Amazing.
was having the biological age of his pineal gland, the endocrine system, was around 16 years of age. Yet his appearance, if you look at his last videos, because he left his body in 2020, he wasn't looking young at all. He wasn't looking 16, right? So it's a choice to look young or look older. If I looked 16 right now, nobody would trust me with their therapy, right? Or with many things, actually.
Yeah.
So my biology has proven that I can have a child at 43, being mostly on liquids and completely healthy and natural birth. But my aspect doesn't look like 20 now. I have no interest in looking like 20. My body, yes, it does look like 20 years of age, but my face is a bit more mature because that's what people associate with real ability, right? So
Exactly.
sometimes we command our aspect. That's what I did. I command my body to be in the best shape, the best aspect, the best look that is best for what I have to do. Yes. And then
Yeah.
we can have gray hair or not, we can have wrinkles or not, whatever helps. We do have healthy bodies and young, the power of a young person. Yes, we do. But our appearance is not always very young. Yeah, Elita Melamine, for example, one of my friends who has been a long time living on liquids, he's not looking 14 years of age or not even 40. He has gray hairs, he has everything. But when you see him exercise or walking, you know that that's not an old person. So his biological age is very different than his physical aspect, or his face, especially because the body is lean and young, as if he was a young man. So this can be confusing to people. Sometimes pranic people choose to even leave their bodies. Pralajani, the saint I'm talking about, he left his body at 92. They do, because you get, sometimes you finish your mission. It's not about boredom anymore. You are a consciousness. The consciousness does not get bored. But you finish your mission. You have to visit other places, have other contacts in other planets, for example, or other civilizations. So you're done. You leave this costume behind. And that doesn't mean that your cells have decayed or anything like this. It's just the costume can look great and still be discarded, So it's not a rule of thumb. I would say that we are much younger and much quicker to regenerate in any illness or any problem than most people. In terms of biological age, brain power, all that stuff. But our aspect is not always the youngest, and we don't all look like we were 20. Yes. Sometimes it's not useful for our activities or whatever our
Yeah,
spirit needs to do in this body. Yes, like I said, if I was looking like a 10 years girl or 16 years girl, you wouldn't even want to have this podcast. Like, what does this girl know, right? What could I ask?
yeah, exactly.
It's young.
Yeah, it's about trust. It's about maturity. Then
Yes.
otherwise, it's a bit weird to talk with a teenager, seeing as a teenager, for example. Yeah.
This is also because of the programming we have on this planet. I have interviewed a Pranic boy. He didn't consume any solid food until he was 9 years of age. So he only wanted his mother's milk, and after that, just smoothies and some protein drink. So his parents went nuts because they didn't know that pranic living is possible. So they thought the child was having big issues. He would only taste some chips and M&Ms with the kids at school, but very little, not in a nutritious, parameter. And that was his lifestyle: liquids, M&Ms sometimes, and lots of exercise and lots of moving around and childhood stuff. I've interviewed him.
Hmm.
I've interviewed him when he was 11, and then over the years during the Pranic Festival in Romania, we had 9 editions, so pretty much every year we've collaborated. He was very deep. He was very insightful, very powerful. And if you talk to children like they are masters, you have a very different perspective of what they actually know, or young people in general. But on this planet, we are forced to believe that only with age comes maturity. I've seen very old people who weren't mature at all as well. So it's not a rule of thumb that either. But to to answer your question about cellular regeneration and all that stuff, yes, it's much quicker. For example, I've given normal birth to a healthy big baby 6 months ago. I had a big belly but very small body during my pregnancy. After pregnancy, in week 1, my body was lean like before, even leaner. No belly, no swallowed, abdomen, nothing. It just went back to the matrix shape it had before, because my matrix, my energy matrix around me, my energy field, has held my molecule in that shape for 40 something years. So it knew the shape very well. As soon as the job of being pregnant was done, the matrix of energy that I am reshaped my body to the old shape. It rearranged the molecules back into the old pattern, right? Because we are all energy pulsating molecules and atoms, and so we can rearrange them however spirit prefers. I just surrender my body to spirit and said to my spirit, do whatever is best for me in terms of aspect, health, shape, look. If you want to turn this gray, dark, whatever you want. My eyes changed sometimes. So you can just surrender your body to spirit and give the power of your essence to modify the molecules in your body to whatever youthful or more mature aspect, and so on. Weight also, you can be fat or thin or whatever weight is best for your appearance and so on.
What is your standpoint then in the theme of nutrition? That's also a myth then, because we are made of molecules and atoms and protons and energy, or what is your opinion or approach or standpoint on that?
I feel that our molecules and atoms are better resonated to higher energies. If we still choose to take food from the outside, it should be high energy food. The more we want to embody our spirit into this vessel, into this sack of molecules and atoms and flesh and blood, the more we need this flesh and blood sack to be high energy elevated structure. Yes. And healthy
Yes.
food helps with that. The lower the energy in your food, the lower the energy in your physical structure, the more difficult is for your essence to stay in your body fully, or to embody fully, because your essence is high vibrational. If your body is low vibrational, it doesn't frequency match, so you're mostly out of your body, or your essence does not make it through. Just a small part of your essence can embody here on earth, because of the body's toxicity. Eventually, if you're meant to embody your essence and your body cannot take it, you have to leave it, and that's what it's called, death. Yes, when your body has too much toxicity and your essence can no longer do its job with it, because it's a costume, and so on. So I prefer to recommend and to utilize high energy products on and inside my body, because that's frequency matching the energy of my essence, my spirit, my higher self. And that's how I can hold more of that energy into this vessel, into this costume that I'm wearing now, which is the physical body. That's my perspective. And the bodies we have now are very much shifting into a higher frequency, into 45D frequency. So the toxicity of the food can be a big challenge in holding that frequency. That's why most people are bloating, having pains in their body, and so on lately. It's not helping them to use the foods that they were using before. We need to change our fuel to a higher energy fuel now.
Yeah, I got that. I think, or I experience, like, if I eat something, what I truly resonate and that feels quite good for me is like fruits and liquids, because they made of natural water in essence, and that's very easy to digest and to process in the body.
Yes, and I present this in a more approachable way. We are nourished by prana, or sun energy, let's say. Fruits and veggies, you can take it directly from the universe, from sun, from your essence, yes. But if you choose to take something from the outside, fruits and veggies are first-hand prana. They are not processed by another being and then given to you. Then if you take milk and cheese, you get the same prana processed through a cow or a goat and then turned into milk, imprinted by that animal, and then you drink the imprint with some prana that is left after he chewed most of the prana out of it. Chewed, it's just he or she extracted what they needed, then they gave to you the product. When you eat meat, it's third-hand prana. Eventually, you have the meat that has been discarded by the animal that left their body, and you don't have much energy there. It's just the energy of death and some terror and whatever they lived when they were killed. Not nice. Yeah. So in terms of energy, that's not fun at all. Yeah.
Yeah, and possible, if you eat meat or lots of meat, you can also have a buildup of karmic, because you're a little bit how can I say, accountable for the death of the animal, or what is your opinion around that?
It's not nice for the animals at all. Buddha says that we only have the ability to evolve on this planet when we stop using other beings for our benefit or pleasure. Very simple answer to your question, if you think about it. We only evolve as a species.
Is it also related to consuming honey or stuff like that? You only can go pure if you go vegan, then.
It's best to go vegan. The higher the energy, the higher the less imprint from the animals, and less detracting from theirs, because honey, you're detracting from the bees that need to eat it, the more you are free. Yeah.
Yes. And was it for you easy to adapt, like if friends or family invite you to have a dinner or social activity?
I didn't have a struggle. My body naturally rejects what it doesn't frequency match. For example, I loved honey. One example of yours. I loved honey. I loved milk and cheese, especially cheeses. I was a cheese fan of all sorts. And when my body didn't want the animal imprint in their food, I just couldn't take cheese anymore. I couldn't take milk anymore. I cannot swallow it, or I'd get blisters in my mouth if I taste something that has that energy in it. So it's
Okay.
easy because I didn't need it. I didn't like it anymore. It was a natural moving into another type of fuel. I didn't stay at dinner with my friends or family and struggle not to eat these things. If I wanted them, I would have eaten them because I don't like to go by principle. I like to go by the natural flow. Yet it didn't. I didn't have any necessity. It's a different state. The more you raise your vibration, the more the necessity of having these products lowers. So you naturally don't need them anymore. And it's easy to be with others and just have your products, the things you like.
Yeah, makes sense. I know people, and they are on a fasting sometimes. They do, for example, water fasting. But yeah, some people that I spoke about pranic living, they feel some resistance or some challenge, like to go without the liquids, for example, water.
Yes.
Is that also deeply ingrained in the belief system? And how can you, or how did you shift that?
I didn't go a long time without water, nor do I recommend to people to do so. We live in a quite toxic environment usually. Um, for example, I did a detox a few days ago with a thing that you put your feet into it, and it has some electrolyte process, and it takes the toxin out of your feet. It's like a little bathtub or something. And with my lifestyle, I last year the water was almost clear after
Whoa,
extracting toxins, so-called
that's
toxins
incredible.
in my body. It was almost clear. The therapist who did it was really surprised because she always saw black water or very dirty, and now she was surprised. After 1 year living in mostly the same environment but more visits to the city, the water turned brown. I had the same lifestyle. During the last weeks, I mostly had tea because I was in a detox again with just tea and lotus tea and so on. And the water went brown. Why? Because of all the heavy metals that were sprayed in the air around me in the areas that I traveled. That's why I'm also coughing for a few days. So those heavy metals went into my body somewhere. I was feeling them in my waist and in my feet. And I told her I have to do this detox where you take out of your feet the toxins. I knew I had them there. I can feel them in my body. It was from the environment. Maybe the fruits I was having lately in my juices have also had, the source of them or whatever, because I didn't have time to. Being a mom is different from the other times. And I didn't have the same amount of free time to search for fruits and veggies and stuff. So there was maybe a lot of heavy metals in those too, because now the water is different. So you see, even in a healthy lifestyle, you still can have toxins from the environment and stuff like this. Weekly detox is necessary, or monthly detox. I don't recommend just once a year. And that changes your perspective about what happens to your body while traveling through this world, actually. Because you cannot eat or drink anything and still have toxins. And back to your questions about water. Water helps a lot to remove these toxins from the cells. That's why I don't recommend people to dry fast extensively. I had my share of days when I don't feel to drink. If I don't feel it, I don't drink. But if I fail to drink water, I won't dry fast for the sake of dry fasting, because there might be toxins in my body that need to be washed away. I use hydrogen water that this cup makes. I don't know if just a second. I can show it to you because I have a background, but I'll show a photo on our group. Anyway, hydrogen water, there are devices that make it, and it removes the toxins from the body, from the cells. The hydrogen molecule is very small. It goes everywhere in the cell, even in the blood-brain barrier. It breaks that and goes into the cells, and it detoxes everything very powerfully. So that's what I drink most of the day, and it helps me clear some of the stuff in my cells.
I see. And where can I buy, for example, some
Online,
device or?
online, if you search hydrogen water or hydrogen water device or hydrogen cup, whatever, you'll find. I'll send the link of mine in your group or whatever to your community. But then there's a lot of. I recommend this one because that's the one that makes the best water that I found so far. But maybe there's better ones. I don't know. However, water is necessary to most people. Very few are ready to stop drinking liquids. Many who dry fast, trying to be fully pranic, are damaging their body. I've seen so many people in my pranic processes that have damaged their kidneys or that have held a lot of toxins in their bodies because of this habit of dry fasting extensively. I don't recommend it. If it
Because
comes
they
natural,
go.
different. But if you do it by will, you might have more bad than good.
Yeah, if you overforce things, that's not a good idea then.
I need a short break, and I would like to end this in about 10 minutes also. Is it
Yeah,
possible?
perfect. Yeah, nice. Yes.
Just maybe we can have part 2 of this podcast in another day, tomorrow or in the days to come. Right now, is there any final question that you would like to ask or add?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, about the water, because there are lots of different opinions. What is your opinion and experience and wisdom, the best water for the body, or is that different for every
Hydrogenated
human being?
water.
Yeah.
Hydrogenated water was the answer I previously gave, and that is the water that I recommend. Also, like I said, you can use a cup or something to to hydrogen your water, or spring water if you have a source, a spring that can that you trust. But if you add molecules of hydrogen to it, it's much better. What I feel to add is that you find more answers in the Pranic World book. If people are interested in how to detox, what to use, what fruits to use and teas to detox, and how to work with their mental and emotional body also, we have that information in the Pranic World book. That's a book that I've written in 2018, and it's published on Amazon and Kindle version, and they can also order it to me directly. And during the pranic process, we give all these details. Every day for 8 days, we have details about pranic lifestyle, moving into a healthier diet, what to fast, when not to fast, how not to fast, and how to fast, and all that stuff.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your opinion around distilled water?
No, I don't have a good opinion around distilled water. I didn't use it, first of all, so I cannot give feedback if it's beneficial for me in person. But to me, water is a source of nutrients and minerals still for some people. And distilling it, I don't see the purpose of it anymore. Rather, other than washing the cells, if ever, I don't see the purpose. It shifts its energy. It shifts the core of its aliveness, because the prana in the water is also important. So I don't use it. I never used it.
So if I get it right, your opinion then around water is it need to have some sort of energetic aliveness inside. And
yes, water is alive. It's a conscious entity. If you look at the documentary called "The Memory of Water," you would find more details about it. And the research of course, the Professor Masaru Emoto and all that stuff proves that water is intelligent. It shapes the DNA in our body. So that's the power of our water in our body. The shape of our DNA is given by the water we consume. Imagine that.
Yeah. Some people have an opinion like distilled water is the only good water, but everyone has their opinion and their own.
I've been in this field for more than 15 years. I've seen it all in pranic festivals, pranic processes, the trainings I've done since 2013, the pranic processes 101, when I help people in private sessions to move into a pranic lifestyle, I also do that. So we can have private sessions for it. And so I've seen it all. I've seen all the do's and don'ts. I've seen all the things that people do that affect their body. And I've seen the opinion about distilled water, and I held mine during this time. So I stick to what I've seen. Yeah.
And
what I feel to add before we complete, because I have very little time at this moment, is that during this weekend we can meet in person. I thought I told you, but I'm telling the other ones as well. We have a retreat for the solstice. So if you want to increase your energy, solstices and equinoxes and powerful moments like the one of today is new moon, are powerful to heighten your frequency. And that's why civilizations of all over the world were gathering at sacred sites on solstices and equinoxes. And they were harnessing the power of that moment through meditation, through ritual, through prayer, in order to get specific results or just get more energy in their bodies. That's what we do during this weekend. We have the Upgrade Your Light retreat, the solstice retreat, because it's summer solstice on the 21st. So from 19th to 21st and from 22nd to 25th, we visit and work with sacred sites all over Romania in beautiful, beautiful ways with meditation, pranic practices, visiting powerful waters, speaking of water, and raising our vibration to the. And we also have a session of ecstatic dance and cacao ceremony. So that's another way to dance. It's another way of raising your vibration, moving, dancing, conscious movement in general. Yeah.
I also like that. I can highly recommend it. I like dancing and singing and celebrating life. And I feel I have a last question to close the call. When can you say that you live on prana? What are the requirements for that, to your opinion?
When you have very little or no food intake, yet your body is balanced and your aspect is healthy. I've seen people that are fasting, dry fasting, water fasting, juice fasting, so on. They are very, 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 very depleted. Skinny also, but that's not a judgment, it's just an observation. If your body is really, it can be also because you choose to have that aspect, your spirit chooses to have that aspect, and maybe it benefits other what you do, and then you're only on liquid. If your body is depleted, if you don't have energy, then clearly something is not harmonious. However long you go without food or without water, that's not something to brag about, because if you don't have enough energy to do the things that you need to do and to have a healthy aspect and a healthy composure, and if I feel people that are drawing energy instead of radiating energy, of course, then you're not on prana. However, if you're still having small bites of, for example, vegan food, and mostly on liquids, but you radiate energy all the time and your body is looking healthy and feeling healthy and you do have energy, then you are on prana even if you're eating something sometimes. I've seen people that are having normal meals per day and they are having healing sessions. They are doing healing sessions as energy healers. They get fat because they take prana from two sources. They are nourished by prana from source during their sessions or their practice, and they're also trying to take it from their plate. And the more energy practice they do, the fatter they get. And that's sad. They don't understand you're already nourished. You can stop eating or just eat very little or just have pleasure food or whatever you need. But your source is nourishing you already. So that's why your body is expanding. You're holding more and more energy. And that's not a judgment either, because maybe they need to have a large body to hold more physical energy. I've known a breatharian called Olga Podorovskaya, who is really, really round shaped, and everybody's not believing that she's on prana, but maybe her appearance needs to be like that to hold a lot of physical energy in a physical vessel. We cannot judge that. It's her aspect, her choice. Yeah.
So it depends on every type of body and
Yes.
what to do with
Everyone's
it, and
lifestyle.
also how can I say it? Yeah, and what about the body weight? How can you maintain your body? Is it also something energetic and some sort of belief system
Yes.
below that, or?
Earlier I have said that we can program our body to look in a certain way, especially if we surrender it to source or to your true essence. Your essence will regulate the way your body looks. Currently, I am like this. I mean, you can see my pictures on the internet. Now you can't see much because of my
Yeah.
background. However, I am a
Yes.
normal shaped woman, not skinny, not fat, looking like a 18-year-old. I still have one dress from when I was 18 because I was creating it. I kept it. It still fits the body I have today. So I have pretty much the same shape of my body. And now I'm 43. So it's, I don't know, 25 years later. But it's a choice. After giving birth, after all this stuff, the body returned back to the previous metrics. I ordered it, commanded it to go back to the best shape. Sometimes your metric, your body doesn't remember, or the matrix is glitched a bit, and then the aspect changes, but you can command it or program it. And we do this programming during the Pranic process online, the program that I'm sharing for Pranic lifestyle, to have a healthier looking body, right? Not necessarily skinny, fat, whatever. Healthy looking is important.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think that we reached the end of the session. I also want to respect your time and your boundary, that you also want to do something else. We can continue on another day that time if you want. But I feel very
Yes.
grateful, appreciative. Thank you very much for your time, for your energy, for your wisdom sharing. It was a pleasure to talking with you and to interview. Very nice.
It was a pleasure talking to you too. I would chat to you for hours. However, it's not that I want to do something else, it's that I am taking care of a 6 month daughter. So that's what she wants me to do. You know, I've
Yeah, I
taken
totally got
some
it.
of her time to give it to everybody else, but now it's back to Mama Len.
Yeah, I got it
Yes.
fully. Yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
But we can
Yes.
schedule another session and we can have a second podcast on more questions and other topics, and I'm open for it. We can have a weekly or monthly podcast. I'm open for collaboration.
Okay, let's see how that flows and how that goes.
All right. Okay,
Yes.
everybody. I thank everybody who has been watching. I know that has been a short notice surprise conference on our group of the Pranic Festival online. However, I love pleasant surprises. I hope that's been one of them. And of course, as I said, we can meet daily till the weekend during the Pranic process online, the webinars that we do for a Pranic lifestyle healthy living. And in the weekend, we can meet live for the Upgrade Your Light retreat for the solstice, 19th to 21st and 22nd to 25th of June. That's where we can meet in the days to come. Thank you for everything. Thank you for having me in your podcast. I'm very honored to have been here. And yeah, let's chat again.
Yes, perfect. I wish you all the best. Wish all the audience all the best. And yeah, so happy that you shared and that you are being present and that you took the time and energy to express your beingness. And yeah, I feel very
Mm.
grateful and nourished by all this beautiful flow.